So the purpose of this video is to teach about the spreadsheet options and various buttons related to the Tally.io company portal. In this case, we're going to use the logs table as our example. We'll go ahead and start with the relevant buttons here for spreadsheet options. For the time being, I'll skip over the reports buttons and what they do. We're going to save those for a different video. So here we have the select visible columns button. What it does is lets you see things that are relevant to you, the different columns. ID, date the item was created, the person that created it, barcode in this case for logs, length, diameter, etc., board foot. So if you don't need to see who updated something ever or recently, or if you don't need it for your report, same thing with the date created, etc., you can just uncheck the box and you won't be seeing it. So here we'll uncheck updated by. There you go. Here's a good example. You can see now the column is no longer showing. And if you just go back here and check it again, you make it show again. And it's going to stay like this until you change it. It's semi-permanent state management. So next we have the select editable columns button. And what this does is gives you the option to make certain items that could be edited not possible to be edited, so you don't accidentally click on things and change something that you didn't actually mean to. You can only do what you need, like for example barcode. We can make it to where you don't want to edit the barcode. I mean, technically we want to give you the option, but you don't want to set it as your default, as it's unlikely you'll do it, and you can also kind of mess things up out there. So alright, so next we have the stock level button, and what this does is it filters all the items based on their stock level. It defaults to all. I'm just going to show you everything, but there's the different options for in stock, consumed, sold, lost, destroyed, and stolen. So next we have the measure button, and it changes the measurement used to calculate board feet, and through that the purchase price or the current value of all the items. So you can see as you click different items here, you're going to have Doyle, Scribner, and International, and as you click them, it's going to change the totals for not only the entire table but also each individual item. You'll see the total dollar amount change and the total board foot change, because as the board foot changes, the total dollar amount will change per item, and if you look up here, the different pieces of the table, the totals will also change. So next we have the page length option, and what it's doing is showing how many rows are visible on the current page. So it does not affect the calculations at all. They only change based on measure and what filtered options you have. So you can click here and you'll see you can change it to 500, 5,000. All that's affecting is how far you can scroll before you need to click the next page button. It's just a convenience. Some people like to scroll, some people like to click to the next page, so we're just giving you both options here. So next we have column sorting, and that's how you want to sort your data based on the type. Here we've got it defaults to the date that it was created as the original, but it also has all the other options. Any column can be sorted. So you've got ID here, and that's just going to be the ID of the object. Everything comes in. It's the number one identifier next to barcode, because some people don't use barcodes. It's you don't want to do that. But you've got all the rest of the options here. Created by, which looks like all these are just created by the same user, so it's not really a valuable help there. Obviously, that's why nothing's sorting. You have all the others, load vendor, species, log class. Log class is just grade, by the way. So we've got stock level, everything. So next we've got cell editing, and if you remember, you can change which columns and cells are editable in those columns here with the editable columns button. But let me give you some examples here. So let's change this length to 20 foot, and then you can see you can change that individual cell. Then you can also do a corner drag, much like other spreadsheet formats, and change all these to 20 here. So as you can see, so you can do this with pretty much any column that's editable or any cell that's editable. So you've got I don't know, diameter here. Just change these. Got price. You see, just set this on the half. We've got log class. We change these to 20. Might as well make them 20-foot mats. You can drag that. And location. So I want to change all these to the mill because I just checked them all in, and I'm gonna mark them all consumed. So I can change that. Mark that down there. You can kind of get the basics here. Alright, so next we're gonna talk about row multi-edit, control click, shift click, etc. So as you notice, we don't want to save this, so easiest way is just click on a different table, and then you'll get this pop-up here asking you, do you want to save it? Just click OK if you don't want to save it, and then hop right back in. So you can see here, if you click a row number here on the left, it's going to highlight that whole log and all its attributes, and if you drag down on the row numbers, you can highlight multiple logs at the same time. So you can see next here we have the edit selected button, and inside it you're going to have a few options here. You've got stock level, location, updated date. Reason for stock level and updated is they are the most changed items, and this is just a mass update sort of option to do things quickly. Generally, you'll change stock level consumed as far as logs go, and then change the location to whatever log deck they are at the mill. If you've got multiple mills, or just whichever one it is. And the updated date gives you the option to backdate the updated time to whatever date they might have actually been changed physically in the yard, in case you didn't have time to update them on the right day. So next I'll show you how to select multiple rows. And first method is control clicking. You hold down the control button, click on a row number that you want, and then you can click on various different ones here and select multiple without selecting the items in between. So again, you just hold down the control button and then click on the different row numbers that you're trying to select. So lastly, we have shift click, which is you just click on a row number like normal, and then you hold down the shift button and you click on a different row number above or below it, and it will select that row and all the rows in between the second clicks row. And in that manner you can select, I don't know, X number of items, change them, because you do, say, a LIFO and FIFO system, and you sawed, I don't know, we sawed 50 logs today. So we'll filter it to the location, and then filter the first 50 logs or the last 50 logs, depending on how you want to set it up, and then you're good to go.